With its natural beauty and vibrant culture, the town of Bellingen on the New South Wales north coast is a magnet for tree changes. Bellingen was also originally promised Australia's best connection to the NBN via fibre to the home.
When we first came to Bellingen, everything here was slated to be fibre to the premise. And so that made it an ideal opportunity to set up our cutting edge business and be in perfect contact and communication with the rest of the world.
The lure of super fast broadband made this little town a viable base for innovators like Jason Erry, a geophysicist who's developed world-leading ways of mapping the ground.
If you want to build something, we'll tell you the geology and the complexity of the geology before you actually put your shovel in the ground.
Jason never got fibre to his home, or even the next best thing, known as fibre to the curb, which the NBN is using to connect most of Bellingen's houses. Instead, Jason and 600,000 other Australians are expected to get their NBN from towers like this one, via what's called fixed wireless.
So this is the NBN tower up here, and on this map...
It works best when there's nothing blocking the radio waves. Jason Erry says that's not the case for him.
All of these dark areas have got no direct line of sight to the tower.
And that's where you are, right in this shadow here.
Yeah. So the only areas they've picked for fixed wireless basically have no line of sight to the tower. They've picked the worst areas in town to go on to fixed wireless.
To the casual observer, it can be difficult to make sense of the NBN's plan in Bellingen. Here, we're just minutes away from the centre of town. The houses on this side of the street are on fibre to the curb, one of the best connections the NBN has to offer. The houses on the other side of the street, even closer to town, are on fixed wireless, a technology normally reserved for remote locations. And Bellingen's not alone. There are regional towns across Australia which have been forced to accept some fixed wireless connections, as pressure has built to complete the NBN by next year.
Flipping premises from fixed line to fixed wireless is to get them done more quickly?
In certain circumstances, absolutely.
Sam DIMARCO is the NBN's head of stakeholder relations.
It's about delivering a fast, reliable broadband service. It's about doing that in the time frame that we need to deliver, the 2020 target, but also doing it at least cost to the taxpayer.
Inevitably, the rush to complete the NBN is leaving some users unhappy.
So how high is the antenna have to go up?
In the Adelaide Hills, John Knight and his neighbour, Lance Hewitt, are inspecting the antenna on John's property that delivers both of them a patchy fixed wireless connection to the NBN.
So we should get over the top of the hill. So at the moment it's hitting the top of the hill.
Yep.
And that's why the signal keeps dropping out.
They should have done a bit more research into dead spots like the hills here, or put more towers up. They've sort of rushed into it. When people came here, it was like a tick and a flick. They just wanted to get the job done, me to sign on, then they get paid from someone, and then they walk away, and then I'm stuck here like, now what?
An earth mover by trade, John's taking matters into his own hands and digging a hole for a 15-metre pole in the hope he'll get a better fixed wireless connection.
All right, just do some internet banking, pay some wages. Bloody thing's gone out again. All right, I'll come back in half an hour. I think the speed's okay. It's the frequency when it keeps dropping out is the annoying part.
In its 2018 corporate plan, the NBN promised that fixed wireless speeds would soon match those available to fixed line customers. Then reality bit.
When should we expect 100 megabits per second speeds to become available over fixed wireless, Mr. Morrow?
We killed it.
Never?
Never. Maybe. Well, never say never, but not on the roadmap any longer.
By May 2018, high-speed fixed wireless had been pronounced dead, as the NBN was forced to admit it was not possible without spending a mind-boggling amount of money.
you would be blown away at the cost. It just would never happen.
Just blow me away with a number then, Mr. Morrow.
Billions and billions that we would have to invest in this.
Tens of billions, or up to 10 billion?
Again, I know it would be in the billions.
Fixed Wireless's high-speed promise was killed off by what's called the Netflix effect, because it's particularly prone to congestion by streaming TV.
What happened in that moment there, though, is the usage behaviour within the internet in general was on the increase. We spoke about the Netflix effect and people spending more time sort of streaming content. That put a lot of pressure on our networks, fixed wireless in particular, and we made the very unpopular decision there to remove the 140 off the roadmap and put customer experience ahead of our roadmap.
Many fixed wireless customers are happy when they have reliable connections to towers that aren't too congested.
And you get a good signal here?
Brilliant. Absolutely no problems at all.
Yeah.
So it tracks along 50 megabits per second down, 20 megabits per second up.
Fixed Wireless has enabled Greg McLaughlin-Wilden to set up an online training business 20 minutes inland from Coffs Harbour on the New South Wales North Coast.
It means we get to work here. If we didn't have NBN fixed wireless, this business would be in an office, it'd be in town, and we wouldn't have the lifestyle choices that we have. And our clients wouldn't like coming and seeing us as much as they do.
After nightfall is peak time, when the Netflix effect kicks in. That's when Jason Airy is out and about in Bellingen, speed testing his neighbour's fixed wireless.
Hello, how you going?
Yeah, good.
Do you mind if we do a quick speed test?
Yeah, no, cool.
Thank you.
Rebecca Taylor's NBN connection is meant to deliver a maximum of 50 megabits per second download and 20 megabits per second upload. But by about 8 p.m, she's getting less than 13 down and 1 up.
Watching movies and things like that.
Yeah.
It just drops out.
It's really dropped from this afternoon, and you're getting nowhere near what you paid for.
Yeah.
Across the road, it's worse.
Hi,
Hey Julie, how you going?
So download your game.
7.9 on the download.
Oh wow, it's a good.
That's a good one.
It's a good night. Yeah, that's a good night. I've sat around and done lots of speed tests in one go. Usually I just say, oh yeah, it's about 3 megabits down. That's what we've come to expect here.
Yeah.
Sometimes down as low as 1 megabit.
Having promised download speeds of 100 megabits per second on fixed wireless, the NBN now considers speeds as low as 6 to be acceptable at peak times for some of its fixed wireless customers.
I just went to your mum's place and tested her speed.
How was it?
Still pretty slow. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in Adelaide, you can go and see his office.
Yeah.
Jason Airy says that's just not enough for his business's needs. He's refusing fixed wireless and trying to keep his old phone line connection known as ADSL.
At least with my ADSL, I know what I'm going to get 24 hours, 7 days a week. I know that I'm going to get that speed. I know that I'm going to have my 17, 18 down and my 1 up. With my fixed wireless, as we've seen going through town, it varies from 1 megabit per second to 20 megabits per second. You just can't guarantee it. And you know, you can't guarantee that clarity to be able to do video conferencing on fixed wireless, and that for us is the real killer.
I say have a go, get on the network and give it a test. And the reason I say that is based on sort of proof and fact. What we are seeing from a national perspective, networks aside, most certainly but within fixed wireless, is that people are doing some fantastic and amazing things.
That's true when fixed wireless works well, bringing fast internet to remote locations, to people who've never had it before. But in towns like Bellingen, it's harder to understand why fixed wireless is the best the NBN can do.
If they say to Bellingen, you can have fibre to the curb, we were wrong, it's going to probably get them to review a whole heap of other towns where they've done this. And it'll expose, possibly very poor value for money for taxpayers in a huge loads of regional and rural areas where they're just dumping people onto fixed wireless technologies.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.